Hi, and welcome to Artist Academia. Today we'll be learning how to draw Ariel from the Disney movie, The Little Mermaid. So grab a pencil, a piece of paper, a pen, something to color with, and we'll begin. So to start, I'm going to draw a really loose oval in the middle of my sheet of paper, and it's at a slant going this direction slightly, something like this. And then I'm going to draw a curve, goes across like that, and then down like this. So these lines slant down slightly on each side, like so. And then from there, I'm going to draw a curve like this, and then a curve that comes across almost straight like this, and then curves and comes back down. And then I'm going to draw a slightly curved line here that's going to join up with this one. And then from here, I'm going to draw a curve up, and then it's going to come down into the, almost like across her face, and then come back up like this. So this is the big piece of hair that she has that flips over in front of her face. So if I erase these extra lines, you can see a little bit better. So her hair comes up like this, drapes down in front of her forehead, and then this one comes over along the side here, and then comes up. I'm gonna modify this a little bit. Comes back a little bit more, like that. And then for her face, the forehead comes down like this, and then it comes in a little bit over here, just a little bit below where this hairline is. And then it comes out, this is her cheek, so it comes out with this big curve like this, and then down to her chin, and then her chin comes down like that. And then she has a hand resting on, one of her hands resting on her face. So I'm gonna roughly just draw in a couple ovals. So this will be part of her hand, the other part of her hand coming up that direction. And then her arm's gonna come down like over here and come up like this. So it'll be wider down here and narrow toward her wrist. So her hand's going to be something like this. Her neck's going to come down a little bit here, between here and here, like this. You just draw a diagonal line, and then draw a little bit of a curve here. Just come down like in the back here. And then she has another, her other hand's going to be showing, peeking out a little bit over here. So I'm going to just loosely draw a little shape over here. That's where the other hand's going to be. And then over here is where you're going to see, near her chin, you're going to see that her shoulder come in and down like this. Clean this up a little bit. And then you're going to see her elbow. So it's going to curve just a little bit over here for her elbow. And then curve, nice gentle curve up and then down right here for the bottom of her arm. And you're going to have little curve for her wrist, and it's going to come nice gentle curve over here for the upper part of her arm. And then from here, straight up a little bit and a slight curve, just like that. So this is one arm, and this is the other one. So I'm going to draw a little curve right around here for her clavicle. And then she has this seashell, like kind of a, I don't know, like swim top. So I'm going to really, just to start drawing, I'm going to really roughly just draw some circular shapes. So this is going to be where the seashells are. And then you'll have, you know, just a couple lines here for where it, you know, attaches to her torso. And then for her face, she has a nose coming down pretty much in the middle. It's like a very gentle slight curve here. And then it comes out kind of right around in line with her cheek. Comes out like this. And then has a nice little curve like this. And then nice little, tiny little curve here, tiny curve here for her nostril. And then this one eye on this side, it comes right off where the nose is. And now that I see that, I think this needs to scooch over just a tad. So I'm going to move her nose just a little bit over to the right. Yeah, because it comes off something like, yeah, like that. That looks much better. And then a little curve here, a little curve there. And then for this eye, you're going to have big lashes. There's 3 points coming off like this, off the top for the lashes. And you're going to have a circular shape. You're not going to see a full circle for the iris. And then another one for the pupil. And then I have a little tiny circle for the shine mark right there. And there's just a little line right here for her eyelid. Then for the other eye, I'm going to come straight across here and draw a straight, almost straight line. And then near where this hand is, it'll come down to a nice point like this. And then she'll have 4 big lashes coming off here. So 4 kind of these pointy lashes coming off like that. And then the circular shape is going to be more toward the left end. Same thing for the iris, the pupil, I mean, and then another little circle for the shine mark. And then for her eyebrows, just have a nice curve up here, like this. And then she'll have another curve above this one. And now that I see it, I think actually this needs to come more toward the middle of her forehead. So I'm just going to scooch this over a little bit, this hair that comes down in the middle of her forehead. Oops. Like that. And then for her mouth, I'm going to come across with an mostly straight line this way. and then come down with a nice curve this way. And then it's going to curve back up into this one. So it comes down and then up into it like that. And then I'll just draw a little thin parallel line like that for her lip. And then run a parallel line over here for the bottom lip. And then I'll come out a little bit like that. And then with a little tiny mark for a dimple. Then for her hand that's resting on her face, it's going to be a nice gentle curve up like this. Something like that. And then for the one, this pinky finger, it's going to be 2 lines and then it curves around that way. And then this finger comes out a nice curve and then kind of two lines this way and this way. This one, line here, line there. I need to adjust this a little bit. This last one comes something like here and then there. So, and this actually should be a little bit more curved. It's a little bit more of a gentle curve up to that pinky finger, like that. And then for the other hand, we'll come out almost straight, then come up like this, and then come off it straight across, and then a slight curve for one finger, and then 2 curves like that, and then a little bit loop down there for the finger. It's coming kind of behind that one, and then from here just come up and across, and then this finger is going to stick out more, so it'll come out like this, and then come up, and then across. And then for her, the rest of her hair, so I'll add more detail to that. So for this part, I'm going to add an extra curve here. This is going to come in a curve and stop right there. And then this is going to pick up, curve around like that. And this is going to come down like that, line this way. And then we'll have just a nice curve lined here and here. And that just gives you more of an idea of like the hair. And then starting here, gonna have her hair curve down a big curve and then up that way. And then going this way from about here, it's gonna come down and then up like that. And then I'm gonna like roughly draw in the shapes and then add more detail for the rest of the hair. So starting about here, it's gonna be a curve up like this. It has a big loop up this way that comes back down. It's a lot of curves like that. And then on this side, comes down, has a big curve over this way that ends around there. And then she has a big curve, like lots of curvy lines. So I'm gonna start adding more detail here. So you have this big line coming like that. And then for over here, this actually comes down like that, up, and this is gonna have some little bit hair definition like that, and then you have a curve there. It comes in like that, and then one more line coming up this big curve, and then almost parallel to this line, coming up like that. I'm just darkening these lines a little bit so you can see them better. Then over here, this comes down, a big curve like that. This comes up, kind of curves up like that, and then you have this line coming off of it like that. And then this one's going to come off and have a few kind of hairlines, kind of edges showing, and then it comes off like that. And then there's more that comes down from here and then down. And then there's going to be a big curve kind of coming like this. And then a more subtle curve coming like that. And lastly, for the seashells, I'm gonna draw a big curve and then a big curve coming off that way, curved line, and a smaller one that way. And then this is gonna come out. And then when it gets over here, it's gonna have a curve going this way. Curve right here, and a line here, right there, like that. Actually, this should come up a little bit more, sorry. So this one coming up a little bit higher like that. Just like that. Like that. And then you have the two lines here. And then this side, just be slight curved lines coming across like that. And now it's time to outline everything in pen. And now it's time to color. Thank you so much for joining me today. Great job. And don't forget to like and subscribe so you don't miss another video.